you think our government invests enough in music, the arts, in maybe building institutions? I mean, so that talented kids can go to these places and express themselves?
Our government has no understanding what culture is, number one. Just before we go anyway, there will be. Well, I don't know about the GNU. I'm talking about how things have been.
Sure.
You know, we if you look at countries like France, Sweden, you wonder like culture as a department is up there in justice.
Yeah.
You know, whereas culture here gets if not the least of the budget.
Yeah.
You know, it's not seen as really what it is. I believe that culture is. I mean, Mbeki would say this is the soul of the country, and it's what we can really export.
Yeah. He's one of the patrons of the arts, which I think some people are not aware of.
Right.
To the point you're saying, they even merged arts and culture with sports, of which we know sports gets a budget and a spotlight to almost make it like a little...
Yeah, it's like...
just added there with
like
sports.
Entertainment department, you know?
Who's meant to drive the change? Because, I mean, you're a powerful voice in the space. People would probably tell you, get into politics and fight for us. And it's like, well, maybe I'm not best served there. But who's meant to fight for culture? The arts, as an example. Maybe those two maybe are not even meant to be together.
The thing is we need to understand who we are and what makes us, you know?
Yeah.
Creativity, culture, I mean, in anything... I mean, now when you speak of music as an industry, like you think of Channel O or having an album or video this or Instagram, you know, it's like, you know, that's not the only space that lives. That's popular culture, yes.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, even songwriting or being creative, you know, there is so much, even in the industry space, there's so much that you can get from just being a creative. But what's presented to us is so limited, and it does not represent the entire space. And our bandu that are capitalizing on that, they know it.
Yeah.
But they're gonna keep quiet and get you to just do whatever. But when are they just capitalizing on the entire chain and the entire value chain? So it's not as easy. It's not as easy as a conversation, but it is simple though. It's not easy, but it is simple.
Okay.
In the sense that, first of all, what influences us? I think this new generation is, there's more hope because we're kind of like finding our own thing. I mean, with my piano, but still, we are creating our own thing, but we're not quite understanding that we can actually create our own things.
Yeah.
We can look at my piano as an example. Fashion is coming through. You know, there's a lot more African designs and so on. But actually, we do not need anybody else to do what we can do.
Sure.
I believe that our wealth is amongst us. You know?
I've said before in groups that a country's economy is meant to be based on the things that they have in abundance and that are deemed valuable to the world. And because of colonization, you find we focus so much on our mineral resources, the gold, the diamonds, etc. And I've said that, you know, some of our greatest wealth, and I don't even think it's anywhere close to being priced correctly, is our stories, our music, our arts. I mean, you see it in the influence of things like The Lion King. We've exported Abu Sarafina to some degree, but we could do so much more. And you almost wish, as a people, all our schools would be like, this is one of our biggest exports. So worst case scenario, if you don't know what to do, go sing and dance, because we get paid in euros and dollars, and this is why we're wealthy.
But you see now, even spaces like The Lion King and that, like, a lot of talent will first try and, you know, to have an album first or whatever, and then this thing comes as a by the by.
Sure.
But you look at Lion King, you look at Soweto Gospel Choir, you look at those people.
Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Those people have salaries. They can have bonds. You know what I'm saying? There's something that is reliable they can take off on. Even the just Ubuntu nje coming together is not as common. I mean, when last did you have a girl group?
You're right.
Everyone wants to be their own solo thing, which is so common with Africans. We just want to be, I say, only one Trevor Noah there, only one this. Everybody else is like they just work together, you know. when I went to see Abba the other day.
Oh,
Abba,
Ayaleo.
Ayaleo
Amlak.
Amlak. He lives out on a plot other side of Centurion.
Yeah.
And he took me home that evening. He's like, no, so go to Sangokwam, you know. And he's explaining this to me. Look at it. I mean, this is all just the Muslim guys that put up this whole setup, this small. And I'm just thinking to myself, these guys carry on just to work together. Tina's Puma said, and which is, I mean, this is a historical issue, over time, just don't know how to come together, and that we are more powerful together. Even with my own family, I have to sell the fact that, dude, yes, you know how much money we're sitting on, but it's like, no, So that's where it really begins. Even at school level, I don't know, this education that we're still sitting on, and it does absolutely nothing for us. It's just emphasizing ukuthi kufuneke thina sifundela ukuspana and asifundele ukuthi sipanele thina, but there is hope.
I want to reference because I know he's in Centurion, close to a Turkish eco village.
Which is stunning.
It's called Buyuk Chamlija.
Right.
If anyone ever wants to go and check it out, my sister took us there last year.
Right.
I did not know such a space exists.
Right.
Which celebrates Turkey and Turkish culture and I try to imagine this thing of visiting parts of China, America, Europe, where you're like, oh, we also have African villages here. Where you go, well, Africa as a whole, or also specific to certain nations. Almost like Chinatown, where if you're looking for certain food, certain clothing, they're already there. And we're exporting our culture.
Yeah, and I mean, not so long ago, if there was anything that was trying to do that is African already. Your maima is there seen as just dirty and back. Young toy, like it's just, it's not gonna, but it has to be appreciated by the West first. Yeah. Then it's like, oh, okay.
Now every uppity black person in this country
has to be associated with that. Or even a concept, Lady Smith Black Mambas was like, oh, okay, they got a Grammy, okay. Let's check it out. You know what I'm saying? We always have to prove ourselves as black people.
Yeah, we wait for external validation. I think Black Coffee and Trevor might be examples. As much as they were big stars here, they became phenomenally bigger once being acknowledged by people that are not us.
Yes. Because those are standards. Nati is those same standards that are put on us. Like, I remember during COVID, these things used to annoy me so much. Like, some minister says, yeah, well, excuse me. We have taken on this stance or this position to do such and such. Even if you look at countries it's like they keep naming these countries as standards because so and so has done that now. Young people used to say, Asimo states more. And Asimo states more. We need to do a thorough study of who we are. There's so much we have not dealt, we have not looked at this. South Africa is so dynamic. But there's so much beauty in that dynamicism.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? We haven't even spoken about racism. Like just something as simple as that.
Sure.
We've never dealt with anything. I mean, and one of the issues for me is the colored issue.
Yeah.
Like it's so unique to South Africa. We have not dealt with it. And these things just keep coming back to bite us. You know what I'm saying? But not like, let's sort it out and chuck it on the side. Sure. But there's a lot of specialty in it. Me, I'm a person maybe that looks at life and whatever is a challenge or whatever is an issue. There's a lot of, I find opportunity in anything,